Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway, although today, as you've probably guessed, we're not actually looking at trains. Yes, I've got something quite interesting for you here. We're actually going to be looking at some of the earliest slot car racing items today, and these were produced by... Eh? What do you mean it's not good enough? This is a 1960s racing car. Alright, okay. I was only joking, I've got this to unbox as well. It's the controller. So, yeah, What do you mean it's not good enough? That's two unboxings. Okay, alright. You asked for it. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, there is quite a bit of this stuff, I have to admit. But yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Wait for it. There's a bit more. There's these as well. And I've got a whole load of other stuff up at the top. Alright. Let's try and manage this. Okay, yeah, there is quite a lot of it. And I hope you're going to enjoy this, because I'm going to enjoy it, put it this way. Alright, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this stuff then, and where it came from, and then we're going to get to unboxing all of this stuff, and hopefully you're going to really like it. So this was produced in the early 1960s, at roughly the same time Scalextric began, although it was just a few years later. Of course, slot cars had been around for many years, but this was among the first commercially available sets. Now, Wrenn produced this, and you will recognise the name Wrenn if you've watched my channel, because I've looked at a lot of Wrenn stuff. Well, actually Wrenn started in 1950, and they began by producing model railway track. And then Wrenn introduced their slot car sets, these, in 1960 to a scale of 1 to 52, which is why it's called Formula 152. Now, this was probably the most technologically advanced slot car set available at the time. And it was actually capable of running multiple cars on the same track at the same time and still allowing the control of each car individually. And Wrenn only started to make trains in the mid to late 1960s after their production of these slot cars had finished. So yes, that's a little bit about Wrenn and these slot cars, but now then let's show you what's inside. So this is only going to take me 10 minutes to show you all this stuff, so I'm just going to basically invite you to spend 10 minutes opening some of this stuff and maybe experiencing what those lads almost 60 years ago experienced when these things were new. So yes, quite special. Let's have a look then. So this, oh, and by the way, it does say on this set, if you look on the end of the box, set number 3, but these aren't as the sets would have appeared. I've sort of lumped different parts together into different boxes just to make it more easy to store. So yes, this one I believe is just got track inside it, but obviously originally these would have had full sets inside them. So yes, here is some of the track. Now this is how they managed to run different cars on the same track. As you can see, each lane has different pickups, it has different contacts on it, it's got 4 on each, and by wiring up the power supply and the controllers to different combinations of these tracks, you could run I think up to 6 different cars on the set on either lane on any controller. So that was very cool. And these are the sort of wider radius curves. I believe they did, yeah, well, I know they did tighter curves as well, but we'll see those later. Now this is a very interesting track piece. Now when the car comes along, you push this button and this little lever flips the car up and it jumps over onto the other track. So that way you can overtake, so you can truly race like F1. I've never really heard of that before, and this does actually work. I've not tried it, but I'm told it does actually work. So that is clever. And of course, because it's all wired up together, you can continue to control your car on either line, so you can overtake. Now this is one of the power tracks. As you can see, there's quite a lot of different wiring to go into it, but I've got a couple of power tracks. I put this one sort of halfway around the track so that I can keep them powered, because some of these contacts here aren't always that reliable. So yeah, that's a little bit about the track, and there's more track in the other box, so I'm just going to pop the lid back on this and I'll show you what's inside the other box. Here it is. Now this one is set 2, I believe, it says set 2, and yes, let's have a look what's in here. So obviously a lot more track first of all, but you do have this, which is the manual. This is the original manual, and I'll just flick through it very quickly. You can see there's some of the cars. There's the how to set up the controllers, which we'll be doing not long into the future. That's how you set up multiple cars, as you can see. And if I just try and find, look, here you have some of the track plans. So yeah, I've had some real fun putting these different track plans together. There's all sorts of different ones you can do, and actually if we look inside here, very quickly I'll show you these. this is, oh no, it's this one, this yellow one. Inside here you have a whole booklet full of different track plans, and it is really good fun trying to fit these together. So yes, we'll make one of these later on. We'll choose a very advanced one and do that. I'll show you what's inside here as well then. Now this is a parts list, I believe, of all the different things they do. As you can see, it's just marvellous, typical 60s. Yeah, there's all the different tracks. So you've got the tighter radius, the less tight radius, controllers, different cars, supports, all that kind of stuff. And here you can even see they did buildings, different buildings to put on the sides of the track for the audiences, presumably. So yeah, here's some of that tighter radius track then, and that is very useful for making various different layouts. And inside here you can see these are some bridge supports. So you can make bridges so that track can run underneath them. And I'll just show you what they are very quickly, just like that, so they prop the track up. That's pretty cool. Okay, I know you're desperate to see the cars, aren't you? So yes, let's unbox the car at long last then. Let me pop this, I'll just stick this lid back on anyhow, sort it out later. Okay, so here is the car. This is the Ferrari, I believe. And if I take this out, there's something really cool in here. I've never ran this particular car. Now it's wrapped in this. This is the original 1960 or thereabouts warranty sheet, and it hasn't been filled out. But there's the guarantee, and there's where you can fill in to get a service, presumably, and some information. You can pause any of this and read it if you want to. Car reconditioning service, all of that good stuff. Okay, let's show you the car then, and I'll try and explain how this works. So there it is, that is number 8, and I guess that is a Ferrari. And as you can see on the underside, you have the 2 pickups, which can be adjusted to pick up power from whichever rail you want. And there's this lever on the back, and you can change the speed of the car. So if you're a beginner, you set it to slow speed, and if you're advanced and you really need to, you know, drive professionally, as it were, you can set it to the higher speed. And if I show you inside, now these cars were very, very clever because they ran on AC or DC. They weren't normal motors. So here's inside, and that thing there is not the traditional rotary motor. That is actually an electromagnet which runs on AC, and when power is put through it one way, it attracts this ratchet, and then when power is put through it the other way on AC, it pushes the ratchet back, and that motion turns this rear wheel and ratchets it. Now it does work as well on DC. I use it on AC personally because it works better, but there is a spring in here so that on DC this ratchet will still spring back the other way and then be attracted by the magnet. So yes, it is very clever. I'll show you the controller then very quickly, and that's in this box. And the controllers are nothing like what you've got today with Scalextric and all that. It's very, very basic, but because the car's freewheel quite nicely, it works very well. So all the controller is, it's just a push to go and release to stop or slow down. But as I say, the car's freewheel, so as you're coming up to a curve or a bend, you just release the button and the car will slow down, and then when you get back onto the straight again, you can push it. Now this slidey thing here, you push that up and that locks the car on. So obviously if you want to maintain things, you can just leave it locked on like that. So yeah, that is very good. Right, let's see what's in some of these envelopes. Nearly there, not a lot more. Right, in here we have another controller. You also have this, which is fencing. So you can put this fence up around the sides of the track, and yeah, that stops the cars flying off it, I suppose. And there's all different types of fence. You've got fences that look like that you can also put on the side of the track. And in the other envelope there is more bridge stuff. You've got actual pieces for bridges here, as you can see. I've never actually put these up before, but you've got all sorts of different stuff, so that is very cool, and we might try that, I don't know. And finally then, we're going to put some of this together. I will just show you what other cars there are. There is the yellow version, that one does run, and the green version, and I don't know if I've ever had that one running before, but as you can see, yes, those two are quite a bit different. And then of course I have a few extra cars too, all of which work very well. That's another number 5, I suppose that's the Ferrari again, isn't it? Yes, so all sorts of different stuff to look at, but now what we're going to do, I think, is choose one of those special track plans, and we'll build a layout and get some of these cars racing. Okay, time to look through this booklet then and decide which track I'm going to make. So I just thought I would show you some of these because apparently these are based on the real racetracks of the 1960s. So on here you've got, I don't know, Avis, Brands Hatch, Goodwood, Silverstone, Monaco, and Monza, Aintree. All sorts, absolutely all sorts. I've chosen to do Monza, I think, because this one looks to be reasonably sophisticated. So, yes, this one needs 15 straights, 14 curves of 4th radius, and, sorry, 4-inch radius, 6 curves of 8-inch radius, and 1 deflector section and 1 terminal section. So I've got all these ready, as you can see, although I'm going to be using 2 terminal sections, which is the power track, because I like to power it at 2 points. So yeah, let's get this started then. Okay, so I'm going to start with the 2 big straight sections we have at Monza. So I'm going to start putting these together. So the biggest straight is actually 5 pieces of straight long, so I'm going to put those together, and I'm including the jump track. Now I don't know which direction the cars would normally run around Monza, so I'm going to just do it so that they're running this way round, but it doesn't matter really. Okay, putting this together then. Okay, let's see how that looks on camera. Oh yes. Okay, that's that part then, so let's move on to the next section. Okay, the next section then is this part on the bottom. I know you can't see it very well, but yeah, let's try and do that. Okay, well, my work here is done. Goodness knows whether this is going to work properly or not, but off camera I'm just going to figure out the wiring. So I'll be right back in a second when this is all wired up, and we'll try some cars racing on there, shall we? Okay, so we're all wired up, as you can see, and this looks like an absolute nightmare, but it only looks that bad because, as you can see, there's this set of wires here, and if I just stand back over here, you can see that they're wired over here. So now we have power here as well, because obviously if any of these joints at all have a bad connection, the car will just get to them and stop. So the cars are in position, ready to go, and we're going to see if they work. I hope they do. Let's have a look. So what have we got here? We've got number what's that one? Number 5 and number 4, and we're also going to try the jumpy track. See if that works. But for now, then, I don't know which one this is set up to. We're gonna, get the old button pressed. So let's see what happens, which one is gonna jerk into action, if any. It's the red one, and it's stuck on the jumpy track. Okay, that's not good. Hang on. It did move though, that means the wiring must be correct. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. Oh, it's off. See if we can make the bend. Come on, girl, don't let me down. See if we can make the whole lap. Oh no, she's stuck. Right, time for the other one then. Now, they don't like that jump track too much. Now, this is the faster car. Oh, as you can see. Let's just see if that red one's... No, the red one's dead. Okay. Well, it works, as you can see, and I can see why it's dead. Look, the track has sort of come apart just here, so I'll just fix that. Hang on. Okay, I think we're ready to try again now. Sadly, I am on my own here today, so I'm not going to be able to do any racing with 2 opponents, but I guess I could try and get them both to run at the same time, but they are at different speeds, so we'll try it anyway. Alright, the red one is stuck on the jumpy section, so let's see if we can get a whole lap. Now, I know it's just gone out of shot at the moment, but there it is, he's made a lap. Oops, go on, let's get this red car going. Get this jump track down. Now this one actually is a bit slower, so it does actually get round easier without flying off. But you do have to just adjust these wires on the bottom just so that it does always make good contact. Now if you notice this is a cool thing, watch this. So you see I am on these tracks. So the yellow one is on the left and the red one is on the right. Now if I press this button, look, the yellow one moves. And if I press this button, the red one moves. Now if I swap tracks, so now the yellow one is on this side and the red one is on this side, I can still press this button and the yellow one will still run, and I can still press this button and the red one will still run. So that's how you can race. But yeah, let's have a try. But that red one actually does run just fine on its own, which is good. So I don't actually have to slow the red one down. Oh yes I do. But normally shouldn't need to slow it down. Oh, whoa, look at that. Oh. Look at the way they drift around here. It's awesome. Well, it works, as you can see. Right, let's try a jump. Let's see if it'll work. Oh no, it doesn't work. Alright, okay. Let's see if my faster yellow car can do it. I think it can. Ready? Let's try. Oh, nearly. Hang on, we've got to do this. Okay, I've set the camera where you should be able to see this a bit better. So basically what I'm trying to do here is push this button and get the car to jump track. Now this red one is a slower car than the yellow one. So we're going to try and do the yellow one and see if it'll work. So I'm going to hold this in. Oh, it's so close. Let's try the other way. Let's put it on this side. I'm wondering if I should have put this piece a little bit further on so that the cars have got time to speed up, but... oh, nearly. I did actually get it to do this a minute ago. There we go, did you see that? That was awesome. So obviously it needs to be at the end of a long straight. Possibly these cars aren't as fast as they once used to be, but it does work with a bit of coaxing. It does work. Let's try again. Go on, do it again for us. Oh, it doesn't want to do it that way. It seems that the tyres get in the way. There we go, look at that. Well, anyway guys, that is the Wrenn 152. If you want me to do any more videos on this stuff, let me know, I will do it. But yeah, that is it. Let's just see if they all run backwards. Yes, they do run backwards, as you can see. So yeah, it's a great set, it is great fun. I hope you've enjoyed seeing it run today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. If you'd like to check out my Facebook and Twitter pages, please do. They're at facebook.com/samstrains and twitter.com/samstrains. And I'll see you very soon next time for some more trains. Okay, cheers everybody.